Hello guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to be making an aerial figure from my little mermaid. So here I actually already started with the shape of the head already kind of advanced um, because I was waiting for the video camera to be with full battery. Anyway, so you can see here I'm just shaping where the eyes are going to be. By the way, in this case I was making it with Rice Krispies treats. I just recently started using it like more often, and I find it that it's super nice to work with because besides having the plus that the kids can actually eat it, um, it's like more flexible and it's easier to mold with a fondant over it. Easier than I thought anyway. So I'm really liking the use of it. So just so you know. So now I'm putting just the little eye sockets. I mean the eyeballs in the eye sockets. Um, and as usual, I'm just using the if you've seen any of my other videos, the regular shaping tools that like the ball tool and just the little tools that I always use. In this case, I was using green color for the eyes. I later realized that it was actually blue. Didn't remember. I should have because this is one of my favorite movies as a child. But anyway, I think it looks cute with green anyway. And also, as you know, probably if again, if you've seen my videos before, I'm using water for as a glue instead of any edible glue. But you can make your own with Tylose and a bit of water and um, icing sugar if you want, but for me, water works just fine. Sorry for my always stained fingers, always full of food coloring. If you're anything like me, I because there's people that actually buy the sugar paste already in the color that they wanted, but I always just buy it white and make the colors my own because I feel it gives a lot more freedom to just mix and do the colors that you want. So this is just a bit of powdered. It's like a dust. I put it on the lid a little bit, so that's why it has a lot of other colors. I use it usually to dust flowers or to, like in this case, to put the rose on the cheeks. This you could also do maybe with a really fine pen, but I think it, even though it's a bit tricky to stick the eyelids or the lashes to the eye, it's always, I think it looks nicer. So here I'm just modeling the body. I think in this case I went a bit into a complicated way of making it. I just didn't want to have any seams, let's say, between the arms and the body, like on the shoulders. Um, so it looks a bit, how let's say, alien at the beginning when I'm creating it. And this day was really, really hot. So it's I'm in the Netherlands right now, and it's summer, and it's really, really hot. So the fondant was really soft. So it took me a bit longer than usual to really get the shape that I wanted for the body. But at the end, I think I managed. So here I'm just doing like the arms and trying to get her shape of the waist. If you're having trouble, like I was in this case, once you kind of have the shape, let it sit for a while because then it'll kind of dry and start to harden. Not too much so that you can still work with it, but just enough so that it's not like this jelly. just shaping where the elbows are bending. So you see I'm like straightening out the body a few times, and it was, yeah, because it was really, really hot. I always have a bit of a hard time making the hands. They're pretty tricky because you have to mold like and shape these tiny, tiny fingers. Um, so sometimes, I mean, if it's just for, especially if it's for kitties that doesn't have a whole lot of detail, maybe you can just make the thumb and then the other ones just kind of shape them with a knife to so that you can kind of see the where the fingers are, but you're not really making fingers. I don't know if I'm making sense. So as I said, when you're happy with it, just let it sit. Now, I was directly going into the little bikini. When I was making, I thought that it looked a bit too huge of a shell, but I think at the end, when it's all finished, it looks pretty cute and not too excessive. Sorry for the focus there. I usually work in the very, very early mornings, so so I have to use um, artificial light. So you see, it may look a bit like a huge shell, but at the end, when you see the finished figure, I think it looks okay. Anyway, let me know what you think. And here I'm just going straight with the tail, the mermaid tail. This one you could do. There's really like not too expensive molds to make like the mermaid tail. But to be honest, I like to make it myself because I think then you can just make the shape that you want and kind of move it around. And if you want to make it longer or thicker, or just really tiny one, so it's not too difficult to just give it the shape. You could even mix a few colors and kind of have a kind of dégradé effect, like two tones, but in this case I just use this one, and then with some edible dust you can create kind of the shadows. So with this tool that I created the mouth, I'm also making the, I don't know how you call them in English, but you know what I mean, you see it. And this one was gonna go sitting on a rock. I made it out of Rice Krispie treats at the end. So for the time being, I was just sitting her on top of a ball of fondant so that it dries with the shape that I wanted. So you see what I meant? Here I'm just using a bit of green flower dust, pearl dust, they call it also. Just different shades to kind of create the like the shadows and give it some volume, you know? So you can see that as I've been working already, the body has partially dried, so the arms are actually bending, and they're not just falling apart like jelly as before. So it is good to sometimes just let the paste sit, you know, kind of, and and stiffen up a bit. So I ended up putting the hands in front, and I'm just sticking the head. Um, this part I was kind of going a bit fast because I think I was on a bit of a hurry because I was running out of battery. But hopefully you saw just the, you know, the attachment part. And now I'm just doing the hair. So what I do is like create like the back side um, as a whole, and then you can add the other details, kind of like little snakes. But this part you can just cover the whole back and kind of create this wind effect, um, which already kind of gives a lot of life. So for the hair, this is what I always do. Like I do like these little kind of snakes, and then I just flatten them out on my hand, and then with a tool, I I just kind of play with it and try how it looks, and that's it. So you see, you just kind of add hair as you go until you like how it looks. And this is her. Forgot some details on the back. Anyway, I hope you guys like it. Give me a big thumbs up if you did. Leave your comments or suggestions below, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.